one tractor's leaving, one's pulling in back there. This is the anhydrous rig, and that one's pulling in back there is gonna go get put on the planter today. Aren't you guys excited? So I just got up here. Actually, I've been up here for a little bit now, but I have to go back home, get my water truck, bring my water truck up here, and probably another little bit of Roundup. So I'm going to fill up with fuel because I brought the fuel truck up, and then we're going to go get the water truck from back home. One more loop-de-loop. Think this thing will start? Bye, see you in a bit. So I'm gonna fill up that tank now with Cornerstone. I just gotta get this hose up there on top of that tank. It's not too hard and it's really quick, so that's what matters. This should be my last time going up north until we plant it. So wish me luck, 'cause it's rather hard to fill up there in that field, so I'd say I'll wind up having to put the truck in the field, which is going to suck if I end up getting it hung up. So we'll see what happens.
So we just got done up here, done like 46, or I done like 50 some acres today. Gas today, yes. And wearing my goggles. Got my glove on this hand, got both my gloves on, because we gotta come out here and bleed off these hoses and shut all the valves and stuff because we're done. Shut the valves off so I can bleed them off so I can go home. So I'm done up here, so turn them off. And the wind's blowing into my face, so I'm gonna open that back one first, and then this one I'm gonna stand back so I can let it bleed off and I don't get nothing in my face and stuff. So shut this valve, because when you're always messing with anhydrous, you want to be, I mean, is it downwind? No, sorry, you want to be upwind from it. So like, if that tank starts to leak, I'm standing right here, and that tank starts to leak, I want to be in front of that tractor, because the wind's blowing towards me. I want to be upwind from it, so it's not blowing in my face. So, up here, do this one. And see, like, it has the bleeder thing right there. So when I open this bleeder, I'm going to stand on that side, so when I open it, it doesn't come and hit me in the chest, so it doesn't come at me. Go the other side, open it, so I don't get hit with it. Got that one shut. Shutting this one. So I got the valve shut, so get down. Come on this side. And then open that up. Come up here and do this one.
So my water that I have on this truck is straight water. It's nothing but water. So yeah, I spilled a little bit there, but it's just straight water. That's the main reason I got it kind of set up like this. So then that way I have nothing but water in the lines. Besides whenever I'm inducting chemical. That's the only time I don't have anything. I have something besides water in it. Guys, it's a wee bit chilly today. A little bit chillier than I like it to be. Kind of looking stuff over here, making sure everything looks all right. For the most part, everything looks fine. Usually whenever I stop or fill up or something while I'm waiting on it to fill up the rest of the way, I'll look at things. This sprayer has an automated shut off on it. So as soon as it gets full, it's got a little flapper thingy in there and it'll shut off. If the sensor goes out, then it won't even fill. I had that happen to me before. We're still waiting on the turbo stuff to get done. We're mainly gonna wait until we're caught up or until I'm far enough ahead of the planter that we don't gotta worry about it. So yeah, another day, another dollar. Hey, are you happy to be back at work?
Yes, sir.
How's your hand doing?
It hurts.
Ouch. So they're gonna do this. I gotta get my sprayer and then I'll be back. Well, me and Adrian have made it up to Russellville. We got one of the old trusty Detroits here for the irrigation. We're gonna try and get it. Keep going. Put it in 4-wheel drive. So anyways, we're going to, that's good. Get this hooked up, get it all ready to go. Because, yep, come back again. Because we gotta hook up this thing and get the power to the irrigation. That's good. Go back forward. Right there. So basically what happens here is this plug of Doom plugs in to that there. This motor then turns this generator, which then pulls fuel from this tank and allows us to power this irrigation with the amount of volts that we need. So I'm heading back over to Russellville now. My water truck's over there and I gotta spray that so then they can plant it. It is a gravel soil kind of thing, so whenever it cools down it won't be as bad. But some of our neighbors over here are planting right now. Those are the Thompsons. They're right over here in our area. They're planting, and I'm going back over to Russellville now to get ready so then that way they can plant some beans up here. We'll see what happens, I guess, but it all depends on the river more or less, what else gets planted up here and what. So it just takes time to figure all that out. How long do you think it'll take Adrian to realize that my light bar's on? Oh, wait a minute, that's right. Hey Adrian, you turned my light bar on, you might want to turn it off. Think she'll get it? I think she got it. But anyways, we just tried getting this motor started.
I don't think you should have put it there, because every time I get in and out, I hit it with my knee.
Anyways, as I was saying, we tried starting that motor so we can move this irrigation, and I can't tell if it just doesn't have enough fuel to it or if it just got to sit a little bit longer and prime the fuel filter or what, but we'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. Just having some issues with it. We didn't even have any ether. I thought I had some of my pickup, so I had to bring my pickup because I know I had tools in it and everything, and turns out tools don't do you very good without ether, so we'll see. So we finished all of our seed bean acres, doing all that. Now we're spraying for beans that are gonna come up. So we're putting in Matador Dicamba Rifle, or Dicamba, Roundup, 2,4-D, Choice, and LI 700. So yeah, that's a big mixture of chemicals, but it's what has to be done, I guess. And we're gonna go ahead and fill up real quick and then get in the fields again. Hopefully get this done here pretty quick so then I can go home and see Dad plant for the first time this year. Just got filled up. My grandparents stopped by and said hi. And now it is time to go back to the field and see if we can get the rest of this field done. Shouldn't take too terribly much longer. This field's not very big. This next field over here isn't very big either, so shouldn't take us that long at all. Alright, I guess it's time to go ahead and listen to some music again, or not listen to music, watch another movie while I'm at it. This field here is pretty long. Once I get these intros done, I'll just go ahead and I'll turn on the movie. As you can see, I got my iPad right there, and I can watch a movie. I think I'm gonna watch 2012. I just got done earlier watching Outbreak, which kind of fits as to what's going on right now in some shape, way, or form, apparently, according to some people. I don't see it because what we're going through doesn't kill you in the next 24 hours like what the one in Outbreak does. So, yeah. We will see what we can do. Uh-oh, Raggy. We're unfolding the planner. First time. I wonder what Dad will say whenever he comes back and his planner's already unfolded for him. Gonna work on starting to plant. Just gotta wait on Dad and then we'll get going. 24 row exact merge planter, 60 feet wide. We got our own setup for our drop things here for furrow fertilizer. We're gonna put some on this year. We haven't in the past couple years, in about 2 years. So it's already set up on this planter and ready to go. All we gotta do is get it going, I guess. How's it feel to have some corn in the ground?
I guess all right. We'll see.
So, what are you doing with your ATS or whatever?
Putting on sulfur. And that's the biggest thing I want out of it, is a little sulfur.
Any advice for anybody that's new to planting corn?
Get started. Go for it. Time to plant. It's April.
What about the people up in like Michigan, Saskatchewan, and all them places?
When it's time, they need to plant. That's all I can tell them.
It's funny because this is actually the same field that we started putting corn in last year. This is the same field that we first started planting corn in. And this is the first field that we're planting again this year. And they've put gas on this and they've worked it. So, they got a lot of ground ahead of us to work, I think. We'll see what happens. So Dad went home. He's gonna go home and eat and probably go to sleep tonight. I am gonna plant the rest of this field. It's only 30 acres. It's pretty nice, smooth running field. Great place to start out for the first time. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can do a lot more of this. I'm excited for this year, but hopefully I can do a good job again at keeping up and keeping ahead of the bean planter. I'm sure that I will, and I'm sure that Ross will be out here spraying this tomorrow, as well as whatever we get planted tomorrow. So only time will tell, but we got a lot of corn to plant, so I'm excited. Hope everybody else is too. So basically what we're doing, what I was trying to get Dad to explain, is the ATS, what we're doing with it is we're just going to give the corn a little bit of a boost. It is nitrogen, theoretically it's nitrogen. It's going to help the corn grow, get out of the ground quicker, and start up. It's called we call it starter, and that's mainly because it helps start the crop growing. So we're running that at about 4 gallons the acre. I'm not sure what the actual numbers is on it. Like, you know how you got 32, it's, what is it? Then you got 11, 28, 32, 11, 10, 15, stuff like that. There's some kind of a number like that for this. I don't know exactly what it is, so whenever we get there, I'll let you guys know whenever I talk to Dad and see what it is, because I'm not exactly sure what it is. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know what it is. So yeah, we're planting at about 8.5 mile an hour right now. Could bump it up to 10, but we gotta get new batteries on the planter again. So turning around, turning around. Actually, we're gonna skip 2 passes here. So then that way Dad can plant his sweet corn. Trying to hit the right row. Oh, come on. Okay, so the ExactEmerge planter, which is what we have here, the ExactEmerge planter is a high-speed planter. That's not the only perk to it, though. The perk to it is that it's efficient. It's efficient, it's got proper seed placement, and it's a very smooth and very quick running piece of equipment. What it is that gives it that is the brushes. Instead of having seed tubes like what our DB60 has, this one has brushes that carry the seed down to the furrow, which then in turn will allow us to have a more accurate and a more exact crop plant, if you want to put it that way. More exact stand. It's a lot better of a stand. Instead of it being like one here, one over here, it's one here, one here, one here, one here. It's pretty exact for what it is. And I was talking to Dad one day, and he said that, well, with the ExactEmerge planter, he's cut back on seed usage, which is good. That's really good. That's what you want. Whenever they first came out with section control, he said that he went from using so many boxes, and he dropped that a box and a half. And that's more money that you're saving for a planter, and granted, that's a lot of money going out for a planter too. So there's a lot of complications that come into play with that, but there's always a perk to having something that's more expensive. Over time, it'll save you more money in the long run, and time with this one especially, because like what my dad was saying one time, before he had this planter, he'd plant 20 hours a day just trying to keep up with the cultivators. Now he can actually sleep at night. He can plant like 12, 13 hours a day, and the cultivators are running 20 hours a day. So it's kind of flip-flop now, and it's really helped us out a lot as far as getting done and getting in the fields. But it's a great planter. We love it. Keep going. I keep reaching like I'm gonna reach for my hydrostat stick on my sprayer. Need to get out of the habit of doing that. Let's go ahead and hit this row here, and then we'll leave the rest of it for Dad tomorrow. But so I'm pretty sure that we got both the anhydrous rigs running right now. I know that my cousin Steven is running one. I think one of the hired hands, Zach, is running one. They are down south somewhere, I'm sure. They went over to Wally's today and worked on some over there, and they finished it up, and then now they're back down south, I think, if they ended up going or not. We'll find out eventually, I'm sure, but it's full steam ahead now. The only thing we got in the way is weather. This week is supposed to be pretty dry. I don't think they're called for any next week, but we'll see what ends up happening. I'm pretty sure they don't know what's going to happen anymore as far as the weather goes. And the virus and everything else is going on, they don't know what's going to happen with it. So the only thing we can do is hope for the best. But we're running, that's what counts. And we got a lot more to cover. We got a lot of ground to cover, so we'll get it done and over with pretty quick.